The Wondering Dutchmen podcast.
Where none of us are Dutch, but we all live in Holland, Indiana. Join us where we talk about what we all wonder about. This is the Wandering Dutchman podcast coming to you from Smokers Lounge.
The Wandering Dutchman.
Yeah. Dojo Dave.
Wandering Dutchman.
Here we go. So, if there's anything on this show, Dave, we're pretty honest with our fans
Failures.
and our failures.
Oh,
We're pretty honest about it. So, for those of you, for reference, like we do on the show, we are recording this on October 26th, and it'll promptly air October 27th.
Mm-hmm.
So we were down in that swamp wasteland, never go again, down in Florida, and we recorded an episode with a Florida man, and it was our 1 year anniversary because this is
episode 52.
52.
That's right.
152, fellas. And so we recorded that episode. We broke away from our families on a beautiful Florida morning at the top of the Smoker
Lobster.
Masoner Tower there at Rock Lobster. Beautiful view, beautiful sunset. The vodka tasted delicious with some splashes of grapefruit juice in it. And of course, we had a Florida man with us.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And we recorded for probably about an hour and 15, hour 20 by the time everything gets done. Fast forward to when Dave gets back from his work trip and says, Casey, your audio sucks. Our audio sounds great. Yours sucks. So needless to say, everything that was shot down there, episode 152, part 1,
Washed out to sea.
washed out to sea.
I mean,
Which is fine.
yeah.
That's
It's
not
okay.
a good time.
Yeah,
Oh, we had a blast.
we had a blast. I mean, if you can imagine.
My wife said, couldn't you just do closed captions for Casey? And I said, yeah, that would be great. But David, like David said, it only helps the people that are watching.
Yeah, on YouTube. So we obviously don't have a Florida man with us today. Shout out to him. He probably may be happy that it didn't make
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
He may happy, but our second half of the show down in Florida is kind of our opportunity, was our opportunity. There's no sponsors today. There's nothing. We'll get all them guys on 201 to finish out our agreements with those guys. But we just wanted to take a time to you wanderers and to the folks that listen to this show and the sponsors that back us, just say thanks. And we kind of did like a, we talked about it, what we've learned, and we'll do that here. But, we'll kind of give a final thoughts kind of thing on year one. And the beauty of this bad boy is it airs one day before the big bash tomorrow or
Yeah.
Saturday. Well,
Yeah.
when you hear this, it'll be tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we'll run through that. We are going to be at the Gaslight. We are going to be at the Gaslight with our friends Overboard.
Overboard.
Not Overdrive.
No.
They might be confused thinking they're playing the show, but it's
They're
our
not.
friends Overboard. Which John Riddich just go fly a kite, man.
John Rodich.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
I don't care. He can jump off a bridge. Because I just relayed the information that was told to me, asshole. So there was no reading involved.
It's my fault.
So anyways,
Once again.
yeah. So with this big thank you episode to Wanderers, let's lead off with that. So, I mean, we could go however we want to. I mean, we've got a ton of people to thank that we all need to thank. I guess we can start with,
Let's do this. This is my thought. So when we sit down for dinner, supper, around the table, a lot of people, like what we always say, what was your favorite part of the day? So let's just play that game for a little bit. What was your favorite part of season 1? Casey, you can go first.
I would say that my favorite part of season 1, I think, had to have been the stuff we did with our buddy Chase Bland and Wandering Dutchman athlete Chase Bland,
Yeah.
who's going up to run the Indy Marathon. I shared it out today on social media, so it's no surprise. He did have a qualifying time under 3 hours, which is what you need to qualify for Boston. But if they have too many
It's those
people,
god dang stipulations.
Yeah.
It's always those
If-
technicalities. that
Devil's in the details.
they always hang you.
yeah, if they have too many people that are above 3 or right at 3 hours, then they go down to 259 and then 258 and then 257 to cut down the field. I was talking to Chase earlier because I wanted to make sure he was going to come Saturday when he gets back. Like, we'll carry you in like the champion you are. But he was like, I was like, so how many minutes? And he's like 3. So and running a race for 3 hours, 3 minutes
They
is
keep
what
it counting.
what kept him out of 2024.
Yeah.
So he is running Saturday in Indianapolis. Obviously, we have the Halloween party at the Gaslight with our friends over there, and we're not able to make
overboard.
with Overboard.
Yeah.
It is at the Gaslight. Like, we're not.
Yeah,
It's,
we-
okay. Yeah. We're
Music starts at 9.
Yeah.
Costumes are optional.
yeah. So
Are you wearing a costume?
Yeah.
I'm not.
Are you really?
Yeah.
What do you?
I can't tell you.
Oh man, no, I want to wear a costume.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get together on it.
I'm not wearing a costume. Unless it's a group.
Shocker.
Going as a podcast.
Shocker.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's what I did say, wasn't it? So,
Just
but
clip the cord off his freaking earphones. And just wear.
where? Good news. I'm gonna leave that one there. So, but that, I think, like with Chase, he's gonna go run again. He said he feels great. Said it's the best he's felt since college. So hopefully he'll qualify for 2025.
I've seen him the other day at like 10 o'clock in the morning, and I don't remember what movie it was. He was like, it's a running movie, and the dude always had like those backwards running hats. You know, those,
Steve Prefontaine.
was it? I don't know.
I mean, he's kind of
Backwards running hat, and
I was thinking Cool Runnings. They got little welding caps.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yes, Cool Runnings in the beginning. Whenever that dude was running like that, you know,
Mhm.
that's what Chase looked like. He
Yeah.
had a little like fanny
as
pack.
long as he looks fast. That's all.
and
that
like a
matters.
fanny pack on and like a tank top.
But
It's just a
I seen him the other day, and I had to check my windshield and my sunglasses because it was just a blur.
yeah. So I think the reason why I like that, because like we reached out, like, what was a dumb idea sitting around drinking, which is what this show is built on, turned into Chase like, yeah, that's cool, and the support he's got. And I think going up there, for one, that led us to Uncle Todd McComas.
Mhm.
And that was a great bro trip. Us three,
Yeah.
Arlo, like, we went up, we had fun. You puked in Todd McComas' backyard and his dog ate it.
Mhm.
And I think that's why, like, that trip, and then like with Chase, and then still Chase
Hashtag
being an
YOLO.
athlete. So I would say that would probably be my favorite part of year one.
Smoke Dragon, what you got?
The lost episode with the Merkley boys was a hell of a good day.
Oh man,
Like, that was just, we got to tour the shop there,
That was awesome.
plant.
the plant.
Remember,
Yep.
because that John Boy played off that,
Yeah.
which R.I.P. God dang it, I'm pissed we lost that. That
And
was a
we-
good one, long, but it was good.
But we'll make it up. But I mean, there's been a lot of high points, but that was like the first trip on the road, and the first time I felt like, holy shit, we are doing the thing here. Just
Well, and you got to
pack it
see,
all up.
like, I know you're not a local Dave, you're a transplant,
Right.
but like for us, we've known Merkley Meats forever.
Mm.
And it was kind of like Wizard of Oz when they pull the curtain back, but instead of a tiny man, you're like, this is cooler than what I thought it was.
Yeah,
Yeah. It
And
was awesome.
my dad went over and bought bacon because bacon's on sale right now.
Saw that.
unreal.
And he went over and bought some, and he goes, you know what? Bradley and John Boy, them guys don't even exist. And I was like, would you ask for Eric? Because he shows up for shit. So that's a good one. Mace, what about you?
So I think going on the road, doing things, like that, packing the shit up and loading the car and then setting up and all this other stuff. But I think my favorite was, or is like when we invite new people in, like the
Mhm.
in-depth stuff,
Yeah.
split shows, and that new format that we tried here recently, like those people that have never really been around it, which I mean, we've seen that with some other, the people that are not used to really talking into microphones, and then they ended up like, hey, tell them the story about the, and stuff like that. But I think it's just part of it
Yeah.
that I enjoy
Yeah, for sure.
to see people like kind of step out of their comfort zone a little bit and, see what it's all about, but like, I don't know. I think the obviously the Curdy G episode,
Mm.
People still ask about, like, you guys going to have Kurt back on soon? And I'm like,
the way back one with Mitch Carter,
Yeah.
when I read that little you're the Tri-States leader for, your latest news, whatever the hell that tagline was, like that, doing that kind of shit. And, obviously Liz's blonde brush, that in-depth, Arlo's in-depth, Chase is in-depth, talking about shitting his pants under a bridge. Like this, I mean, those are the raw stories that, like, even though in the beginning we were a little off put because like the numbers didn't seem as if they were there, but like I think those are the ones that meant the most to me because that's raw.
Yeah,
like those are real.
Well, and I think
stories.
I think to that point, it is a like you get better at interviewing and you get better in the flow of things, and I think that's like when we sat down with Bradley and John Boy, like that was meant to be early, and I think we weren't comfortable doing what we're doing.
Right.
And then I think as we've added some of these interviews, like I think like if we would have been able to keep the Bradley and John Boy take one and then we would have done a second one with them, we'd realize how much better because you can kind of control and you can navigate.
Yeah.
And I think that the in-depths, like I've always been a big fan of them. And I'm glad we've done the split shows because we can there's a ton of interesting people that live and work in our community.
Oh, yeah.
That people want to hear from. And it just grows to a different segment. Like, when you talk about bumps in the show, like when we did that interview with Chase, like there were people that had never heard of us, but they're Chase Bland guys.
Yeah.
Because they either know him from work or from other things. And next thing you know, like it just grew from there. And so I agree with that. I think that would be, so let's ask the inverse of that. What would be one of the tough things or one of the big teaching moments or learning lessons from this year?
As we've already said, the obvious take ones, you know what I mean? Like losing the Merkley episode was pretty rough.
Yeah.
Losing the SGI episode is obviously still stings pretty bad. That's why we're here.
Hey, Dave, we're going to leave here though. So have fun doing all this.
Yeah. But I don't know, guys. I don't know. I mean, the scheduling in the beginning, it's tough. Like people, our wives obviously see it the most, we see it the most. Like, it's just like we get in here, we get after it and we get out, in the beginning, I feel like it was a deal. You know what I mean? Like we'd come out here on a Thursday night. Jesus Christ, one-eyed on the way home.
Yeah.
Text each other the next day about 8:00 in the morning thinking, son of a bitch.
Do you feel as bad as I do?
We're really going to do this forever,
Yeah.
But like now I think we're getting to the point where we're getting good at it. You know what I mean? And like David and I were talking about that before you got here. It's like, are you done yet? And I'm like, Dave's like, nah.
Not even close.
Not yet.
Smoke, what about you?
The first 6 episodes before we got one ahead. So we'd be out here till 1,
right.
and then I'd stay up till 4 to get it posted by 4, and then go to work on Friday. And
I can still vividly remember that meeting. We got to get ahead of an episode. Like, I just can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
that was
Like, I'm up till like 4, then get up to go to work at 6. Like, I just can't do it. Mason and I were like, no problem.
How stupid were we?
Very.
Getting to do that. Like,
Very.
They were so shitty.
Oh, yeah. They look
episode 1 through 6.
Yeah. I would say, like, for me, I think the toughest part has been when there's nights when one of us doesn't feel it very well.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, people don't understand, like, we come from work, we come from whatever's going on, like school, like family.
Beetlejuice
Like-
and brownie baking today.
Yeah.
Didn't want to leave.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's like it's something that we have to do.
Yeah.
It's like
And
we're
that's
in.
the tough part because, like, there's nights where I'm not feeling it. And then by hour 2, like, you have a couple beers and you're relaxing, like, oh my gosh, we hit full like steam.
Mhm.
And so I think that's been tough. I think early on, I guess for me a little bit personally, was that, there's a high expectation of things to work out very well.
Mhm.
And there's been these growing pains, which if you ask anybody, like when you talk to Curtis about this stuff, it's like, he's like, I do it for a living. And there's still things that,
Yeah.
so I think like I hated, like I was so pissed when we lost the Merkley stuff. Like we're not supposed to do that. We're not supposed to make mistakes, but it's part of the growing process. And I think that the more that I've learned to do what
I didn't hit
I can
record.
see the red button. Trust me, I watched everything your fat little sausage fingers did.
They're
over
not.
there.
They're not little. By
Yeah. Anyways, So, but I think like for me, like personally on that, but like learning how to do some of the editing stuff, like not to bring it up, Big Mace, or, but I think learning how to do some of that editing stuff's been rewarding because it's been fun to play around with.
Mm-hmm.
Like when we did,
You've been doing that all on your phone?
No, computer.
Nice.
Because I couldn't do it on my phone. So like doing like the Bob's Liquors thing, like that popped really well, and I was like the transition part. I had like this blank part where we went not blank, but we're just like that awkward thing from one to the other. And then I was like, I Googled transitions in CapCut. And then I was like, oh, you dumbass, it's right there. Like, and just learning about it. So it's been pretty good.
Heck yeah.
Good deal. I haven't done any of that yet.
Yeah, we know, buddy. So we're just glad to carry you around and accept your mistakes and go through it. And have you talk over us when we're in the episode and thank
I'll
you.
just run this.
Yeah.
Just keep pushing buttons.
Yeah, just keep pushing buttons.
Like that.
Anybody you guys want to personally thank?
My wife for letting
and then we'll get to the business side of the thanks, obviously.
My wife for letting me come to the lounge 52 times.
53.
No, more than that.
Yeah.
It's an in-depth.
100 times.
60.
Anyway, yeah. And I would not say without guff, but because there's been guff. But lots of guff. But it's the cheapest hobby I've ever had. And she knows where I'm at. And everything's good. But I do appreciate her support for letting me come and do this and be a part of this shit. But another thing I'd like to thank is obviously everybody behind the screen that's watching this right now. If it wouldn't for them, we wouldn't have anything. I mean, right. we would still do it. We would still get together and bullshit, but it would be a lot harder to come back 52 times in a row
if nobody
was really, hitting us back or sending questions or liking our stuff or, sponsors reaching out to us, asking about, this and that and shit like that. Like that. I think that was one of the coolest things whenever, in the beginning when old Pop was like, hey, you talk about the barbershop a little bit and I'll hook you guys up with some beverages every week. And I'm like, no shit. And then Obi walks in the door with $14,000 worth of freaking, $14 worth of beef jerky and throws it down on the table. And I'm like, holy shit, dude. We got a guy.
Be what Joe Rogan.
We got a guy buying our beer, and we got a dude that just bought us beef jerky. Yeah. We have made it. Yeah, you know what I mean. And then just progressively getting more and more down the line. But no, if it wasn't for my wife and my parents, obviously my parents for watching the kids, that support system. Sometimes having to cut away after a ball game or get out of here to fire these torches up and crank out some stuff, content for everybody, that was another thing. Yeah. My mom and dad are saints, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I mean, that's without getting into the business side personally, like and I want to thank you guys too. That's another thing. Arlo was, got us, kind of took us into another gear that I didn't think we would, get to without
move the timeline up.
Yeah, he kind of sped things up for us. I want to give him a huge shout out with all that stuff, and then like obviously Smoke Dragon for all the editing and all the bullshit that goes into this stuff behind the scenes, and you for the ad reads and writing things up and bringing that clock so we don't sit here and ramble for 4 hours.
That's been the biggest. That's the MVP. That's the real MVP right there.
Yeah, but that's the star of the show.
But anyway, that's all I got for now.
Smoke.
Yeah, family. Wife for letting me hang out, and kids. The oldest, he kind of keeps the fort tied down when we come out and start before mom gets home.
He's a good boy.
He was a huge help in Florida too, man.
For sure,
big time.
In-laws help out with the kids quite a bit for some of the times when we're running around or doing a golf outing or
winning golf tournaments and stuff.
Yeah.
So I keep it kind of short, I guess, but just family, a lot of support, a lot of behind the scenes stuff to make sure that I'm able to dial in.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. Janelle I'm in a million, like it's so dumb. Like if you took an inventory of my life and what I'm involved in, adding one other thing probably wasn't high on her bingo card.
No.
But
it still boggles our mind that you're here.
Yeah. But she's been great. And, she doesn't listen to the show, which is okay.
That's totally
okay. But I do appreciate her. And, luckily we're able to record late where my kids have been in bed for an hour and I'm able to get done and head out and move along. And, so Janelle just is great with it. And we ought to do an in-depth with our wives sometime, but then there's nobody to watch the kids. So that's a problem. May never happen, but,
we'll just have to do it individually.
Yeah, that's probably true. And then, my dad, he's a big fan of the show and, I appreciate that. He's always, from when I was a young lad to where I'm at now at 36 years old, he's always supported, and he's not once said, hey, maybe that's a bad idea for you to get on and air and talk about all this stuff. But he's been a good supporter and an honest reviewer of what we do, which is always good. And then, thanking you guys and Arlo. I mean, people don't understand how hard it is. Like, I couldn't imagine doing this 3 times a week. Them guys that do a show every day, McAfee and his crew.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, for them, though, it's all they do. Like, for us, we do a million things on top of this,
Sure.
But
this is just for fun.
Yeah. And I hope for us as we go forward, we never lose that this is for fun. This started out with 3 dummies drinking beer, like, let's have a podcast. And then, do you think will anybody listen to it? Who cares?
Yeah.
It's
like our own little He-Man woman hating club.
Exactly.
Without the woman hating part. And then without
or the He-Man.
Or the He-Man, the huge man club or something. You guys are massive. Ever since that troll, Ricky Clem has said that at least 500 times. You guys are massive. You know what I mean? Yeah, Rick.
By the way, I think there was a YouTube comment on one of them that attacked you but left me out of it.
The guy in the red needs to volunteer at his local gym.
Yeah.
And the guy in green.
Yeah. So you guys, a big thank you, because I'm sure I'm not the easiest to deal with sometimes. No. I'm sure I could be difficult. Yeah. You guys, whatever. You're too kind. So big thank you to you guys. Business wise, we get to the business side of it. We never started this to go make money. Like, it never was a thing. And then you started to rack up followers and you started to do all this. And
next thing you know, you got $4 million in the bank.
Yeah, not quite that. But there's some OGs that
would that be badass if that was true?
Yeah, that would be.
You got $4 million.
That would be great. If on 252 that's the conversation. Hell yes. Hell yes.
Next thing you know, you got to climb over 14 bags of money just to get in the damn chair.
We're gonna have to upgrade the defense system here at Smokers Lounge. But we need to thank Maxie's Barbershop.
Yeah,
I mean, the OG who originally made it work out that way. And then of course, Catering by Meyer.
Oh, they've been together. They've been in for a long time.
Hope Outdoor Power.
Yep.
Has been a great relationship.
The Merkley
boys.
Krieg was back there.
Yeah.
Krieg
Insurance. We got Toys Auto Parts, where the best part is you.
Yeah.
Which, by the way,
hashtag shop local.
Shop local. Angie, just want to let you know, I texted Jerry, need a battery. It's going to get taken care of. So just want to make sure.
I honestly wanted to tell you, I almost texted you yesterday. Like, hey, get your wife a damn battery.
I know.
Was yesterday your birthday or today?
Today.
Okay. Yeah. So
happy birthday,
Angie. Southern Indiana Hardwoods. Our buddy over there. Nick. Another Merkley that we were involved with. But, we appreciate him. He's been on board for quite a while.
Helped us out with the barbecue competition.
Yeah, helped out a lot with the barbecue competition. Going through, Port of Jasper, that mix-up. There was a name mix-up there.
Yeah, not Sarah.
Not
Pam.
Sarah. It's Pam. Yeah. Never forget it now.
Pamela.
Yeah. So we got those guys. Tree Pros, which
Sawyer and the squad.
Yeah, the Rue clan over there. Velpin Disposal, which as the Velpin Invitational champions, maybe he can get us some green jackets or white jackets or
maybe just a trash toter with her name on it or something.
Yeah, that would be cool. A kind of a trophy for that.
Yeah.
So Kelly's Automotive, Blessinger Insurance, Bob's Liquor. We've got Jumping Jacks, J&S Mowing, who we've had, Sitewise Land Management, Gaslight, Blonde Brush, like that cooler project. Like that's something we need to talk about.
Yeah, that was cool.
Blonde Brush, Lisa Pinkstaff.
And the winner of that, Miss Jolie Layton. Yeah, she won that cooler.
We still.
Oh yeah, we still got another.
We still got one. So we got some ideas to work with. Coming up, like a huge, thing that we got going on. Our friends at Gas or Electric, Honeyberg Machine Works, CT Repairs. They're
Love Excavating.
Bogus. Those guys. Bogus Lawn Service.
Blake Bogus. He hooked us up
Blake came on board.
I know we're going to miss a few, and that's totally fine.
Bless Your Insurance. Did I say Bless Your Insurance?
You said that.
Okay.
Yeah, we got that one already.
The Holland Legion for hosting us on some things.
Bub's Liquors.
We already said
that one.
All of our sponsors, that's the thing. Like, if we miss your name, we're totally sorry, but everybody already knows.
I almost think we almost covered all of them.
And that could have been. And that's totally fine.
I'm trying to think of who I wrote ads for.
I'm just covering our ass if we do forget one, which we will. Just like the Emmy speeches and the Oscars and all that. Like
somebody's always left out.
Yeah, number one, I want to thank God, and then all of our sponsors and everything like that. But if we miss you, just know that
we love you.
We love you,
Yeah.
and we wouldn't be able to do what we're doing now.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't sound like
it wouldn't be the quality.
Yeah.
It wouldn't sound like it's sounding now if it wasn't for you guys.
Well, and I mean the people we've done things with.
Oh, Branded by Woods. That's another.
Yeah, Branded by Woods.
Yeah.
Hope Outdoor Power. We went over there at their open house, and I think we almost sold a side-by-side that day.
Yeah, we sold a tracker. We sold a tractor.
Yeah, we sold a little.
And we sold a tractor too.
Yeah.
Not that day, but later on.
Yeah, later on. And then so, that's doing that with them, joining up with Gaslight to do what we're doing tomorrow. Like some of that is we want to work on some of that stuff. Now, if Rabbit Roofing called and was like, hey, I want you guys to come do a roof with us, that'd be great content.
We're out.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Did you see them doing the church here in town?
There's no way.
Max is like, are they wearing harnesses?
No,
I'm
buddy.
like, yeah, they are. Because that roof is a gazillion miles tall.
Yeah. Those guys are working on the dome right now. They started replacing that up there.
Nutty.
And it's like, there's no way.
No.
Like to know that there's only about 3 inches from you and
meeting your maker.
Yeah, meeting your maker at the bottom of that. A cool thing, like with in-depths, like those people early on to come on board. First in-depth interview with Chase and Arlo, Mitchell Carter,
Blonde Brush,
Todd McComas.
That was awesome.
That was kind of a dream come true interview to talk with Todd.
Definitely neat.
I feel like we're missing one more there.
Oh, Mitch Carter.
Oh, we already said Mitch Carter.
Isn't it wild when you do so many that you lose?
Yeah, gone Zor and
we did the ice cream tasting. I just saw
that was
Matt and Regan last night. Yeah. Which
the Messmers.
I told them, we may be back on if you wet that beak a little bit.
Yeah.
So maybe we can start planning for 2024 Zor at any time.
Zor boars.
And then the ones that have come in recently, we've had Curtis Crow in.
That was a fun.
That was a fun interview.
That was a long show. That's what I told him. I was like, "Hey, you got any idea how long that show was?" He goes, "No way, dude.
Yeah,
it was just a blur."
Yeah,
not that he was drunk. It was just that he was.
Which, by the way, I saw Amy McHugh yesterday.
Yeah,
friend of the program, Amy McHugh, and she goes, "You know what? His office is only 2 offices down from mine."
Yeah,
and I'm like, "Oh." I was like, when I asked the question, I thought like for sure he was going to say yes, and she's like, literally
maybe a different department or building.
Yeah, literally 2 doors down.
Well, he spends a lot of time behind a microphone with headphones on. Probably he's locked
it's
in.
Okay. So we got Curdy G, who Curdy G's a day one wanderer, and always appreciate Kurt.
Teddy Hoops and
Teddy Hoops, Honeybird Country Club.
About Ted.
Yeah. Well, we didn't forget about Ted. We were getting to him.
Yeah.
But Dustin Harris, I'm excited for that to be in our backyard. Mm-hmm. Dustin was nice enough to come up and spend some time. But those people we interview, they take time to come in, and we try to make it fun and we try to do it right, and hopefully they enjoy and appreciate it. And I know we got one with John Songer we got to get planned, which will be another road show.
Yeah.
And we're 1 for 3 on road shows,
right.
So maybe we need to make sure we sharpen that one up a little bit. But I don't know if there's anybody else to thank on the business side of it.
I don't know.
German American Bank for holding our money, even though they're not a sponsor.
Lots
but
of it.
That couple $100 that sits in there collecting dust. But we appreciate it. And if you want to work with us in 2024,
God bless it. Hit us up.
Our numbers are only going up.
Yeah.
I mean, we've diversified across all platforms.
Honestly.
But our numbers are going up.
Yeah.
We're close to almost 2,000 on Facebook. And
I'd say we'll be there after this weekend.
And then
I think our Pause for the Cause ad production quality is doing okay.
Yeah.
On its way up. I kind of like those.
I do too.
Those turn out cool.
Yeah.
And we, like, the biggest thing of it too is, like, YouTube is growing.
Oh, show.
And everything's just kind of.
We got to get to that 1,000 though. We got to make that number.
If you guys can all have your friends, just ask 2 people to go to the Facebook page, go to invite friends,
And select all.
Send it out, get some more people wondering.
And then tell them to go to YouTube and smash that subscribe button.
Yeah. And we, so, like, some things, like, we didn't think about, like the barbecue competition.
That was
all
huge.
those teams that came out.
Kyle Winkler and
those guys helping the guys that were judges that came in and did it. Like, super cool with
the
that.
car show, the Holland Legion riders.
With the Legion
car
riders.
show.
And I know, like, we're legitimately talking about a bingo night.
Oh, yeah.
Using their charity license to do a bingo night
That's
for
gonna be
another
fun.
cause. Like,
That's going to be fun.
that'll be a blast.
We got a lot of winter. We got a lot of winter left. There's a lot of winter activity.
Yeah, it hasn't even started
We
yet.
can plan. Yes.
Well, and we, like, I'm scrolling through here and looking at everything that we've done, and it's kind of, it'll be interesting to see as we get, through some of those things, just kind of making sure we hit everybody.
And if we don't, like I said.
And we love, you guys sharing your koozies.
Oh,
Show us your koozies.
Oh, yeah. Stickers.
The stickers.
We've had people put stickers up now in Washington State, I think. We found one down in Florida while we were
cool.
there.
That was cool. Yeah.
Heck yeah. Man.
Which we got to get those pictures posted too. Shout out Patty's Raw Bar.
Yeah. And then
Cool.
obviously the glizzy machine.
Oh, yeah.
Because where would we be without the glizzy machine?
Duh. See us rolling.
We love that people share our stuff and go out of the way to do it. And, it's great. I mean, we're growing a business, but it hasn't changed.
That's right.
With us. I don't think.
No.
All
right. Final thoughts. What you got, big fella?
Which big fella?
Yeah, I was pretty broad. I'll go first.
There you go.
So season 1 comes to an end. All those hiccups hopefully are behind us. I feel like the sound quality of this episode is going to be insane because it is extremely quiet in the lounge.
It can only go up from what we had.
Yes,
Okay.
Yes. Big shout out to all of our sponsors. Big shout out to our families, our friends, everybody that's ever said anything positive, and the ones that said things negative. We appreciate it.
Thank you, TikTok user 96789.
In 6-9er. We really
6-9er.
appreciate you guys. I can't wait to see what the future holds for this. I want to keep it going as long as we can keep it going. You guys got to keep wondering. And I'm ready to buckle up and lock in for season 2. That's all I got. Love you guys. Can't wait to see what happens next. Smoke, what you got?
Same thing. Thanks to all you guys that are listening. Especially there's probably a small handful you wonders that were there from episode 1 and really eager and excited to hear it and supportive in the beginning. And that was a huge help to kind of, keep us honest, I guess, and in the saddle there for the first few episodes. Thanks to you 2 fellas here for buckling up and sticking around and hanging on for this ride because it's been a bit of a shit show. So.
Oh, yeah.
But I think we've learned a lot.
Yeah.
Probably a lot more to learn. So I don't know. Season 1 was figuring out if we could be podcasters, and hopefully season 2 is figuring out how to be good ones.
Hell yeah.
So you guys keep on tuning in and listening, and we'll keep doing our damnedest to be here every week and doing better, a little bit better every time.
Yeah. Before I jump into it, can't forget to thank our buddies at OFS.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Corey Minky.
That's right.
We appreciate it. They table, chairs, we appreciate that, obviously. It's been good, but I feel like I'm more excited and enthused about this podcast than what I was when we first started it. Part of it was because we were sitting on them ranky ass metal chairs. And they were rough. And they weren't very comfortable.
Papaw Casey sitting on a blanket because his ass was cold.
Yeah, ass was cold and numb. But I'm more excited about it now than ever. And we learned a lot in season 1, and I think season 2 will be a nice growth. I think it'll be a lot more fun on things. I think we'll, doing those kind of hybrid episodes is going to be so much more fun for us.
For sure.
Maybe the show when we don't have a hybrid show that we, sprinkle in a couple of segments where we just maybe have one set of wandering thoughts for, not that we're running. I mean, we have evergreen topics that we could probably, go through all the time. Always taking notes.
Making booze.
Always taking notes. But if we left you out, it was unintentional. Because we are 3 guys that are truly just blessed and appreciate everything that's happened. And we've had some change this year, and we've had some different things from where we started to where we got to.
Sorry to butt in, but it just came to my mind. We got to give Luke Simon a big shout out for making our song.
He's going to be there Saturday, right?
He's not, unfortunately. He's got drill. So
I feel like you tell us a lot of shit.
Well,
the
funny thing was and you, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that corroborate that statement. But he said that he was going to be there initially, but then I don't think that he just got back from basic training and AIT, and I don't think he really had his drill schedule at that point. But now he does, and unfortunately, he is not going to be able to make it.
Oh, okay.
But we'll get to meet Luke. We'll bring Luke in for sure.
Yeah. So it would only be fitting that you would interrupt me again.
There you go.
But,
eat shit.
Yeah, that's about what it is. But, I think that season 2 is going to be great. We'll talk to our buddy Cordo. He'll get us restocked up back here.
Oh, yeah.
We'll keep rolling through the winter time. Hopefully we'll be able to line up some long format interviews, plus bring in some, unique and different people into the lounge to discuss and, with some of those other things. But, hell, we might just hire a booking service and do interviews with them up there. And, why not? Let's talk to random people. Let's see what he can do.
Going on.
And the other thing, this show's for you guys. So if there's something you want us to try to go after or want us to do, we'll try to make it happen. Unless you're going to tell us to go lose weight, which...
Duh.
Yeah, we've said that from day
one.
We've said that from about a few less little Debbies there. So, hey, with that, tomorrow night, we will see you at the Gaslight, October 28th.
$2 boosh lights
with one of our koozies or one of the Gaslight koozies.
That's right. And we'll have some there. We'll be handing out the rest of our stash to folks coming in to hang out with us. So,
and we may.
Hold
on. I've got a thought. We've got a box of T-shirts.
Oh boy!
And I think what we may do is there will be a free T-shirt involved if you can bring proof of 20 subscribers to YouTube that you're responsible for.
How is that possible?
I don't know. They can bring a list. They can bring a list. I don't know.
I know for a fact that there's already been people reaching out to me asking about a potential costume contest. So we may have to be costume judges tomorrow or Saturday. So that could warrant maybe a T-shirt as a prize too.
Yeah, we might as well just bring them and give them out because we need to get all that out so we can
start over fresh.
But
anyway, yeah, costumes are optional. There may or may not be a costume.
Clothes are not optional. Though.
No, I was just saying. I think shoes you got to have.
Yeah, you got to have shoes. Yeah, because it is a nice establishment.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be a good time.
It should be fun.
Yeah.
Can't wait for Overboard to play some music for us.
Which are those guys mad at us for getting it wrong?
No, they're not mad.
Okay. Because that sweet little poster that Taryn made us has overdrive on it.
Oh,
Well, we'll put we'll
tape
fix it.
I
on
told
it.
We'll
John
fix
we'll
it.
just throw some black duct tape on it. And he's like, well, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll fix it.
So
With that being said, boys and girls, Casey, what is it?
152's a wrap.
Thanks, guys.
Dutchman out.
The Wondering Dutchman.